Hey folks, and welcome back to Glenn and Adrian's Rock Talk. That's Adrian.
And that's Glenn.
And today we are going to finish off the RockFest show by the Warning in Toluca in 2017. The last two songs are Copper Bullets and Survive, and we're going to do both today. It's been a wonderful show, kind of a short one. There were only 8 songs total, but tons of energy and just a lot of fun to watch them rocking out at this stage of the game. Still very early in their careers, October of 2017, late September. I keep saying October. It was September 30th. But yeah, we've really enjoyed this so far. Adrian, do you have any thoughts you wanted to share on this?
I don't know. I took literally checking out Toluca, just see what the history of it is. It's 2,600 meters above sea level, so it's higher up than Mexico City.
Okay, that's pretty high.
Elevation might become an issue or might not. I don't know during the show.
Well, yeah, so far they've been solid. Yeah. So they did make mention of an earthquake, by the way, and there had been an earthquake that Mexico City suffered, and also another area further south in Mexico.
Like you said, just seeing them energetic, rocking all over the stage.
All right, let's go ahead and take a look at this. We'll stop in between songs, but let's start off with Copper Bullets.
Okay.
Queremos agradecer a todos los organizadores de este evento y por dejarnos ser parte de esta gran causa. Estamos muy felices de estar aquí con todos ustedes. Y déjame quitarme el zapato. La siguiente canción que vamos a tocar se llama Copper Bullets.
Danny's playing with just one guitar at this gig, you notice, so she may be retuning for this song.
Happy as can be, it's a perfect reality. Not a worry, or so it seems. So the problems start to increase. He's afraid of hurt, and she's afraid of him, but nobody ever said. I think he's a dangerous man, and she's a lonely girl. Perfect life ain't so perfect anymore. There's something taking control.
Like we said before, and just this raw, unfiltered energy, unrestrained energy that comes from them. Like during this time period, I mean, you see it's a lot more raw now. Now they've had time to refine it and everything. But.
Yeah, this is a great time period for the band. They bring it all, and they really bring a certain ferocity to it. Rawr! That's pretty cool. I love this little purple graphic or whatever the purple leopard with wings thing is over here. But whatever, I think there's actually a significance to that graphic, including the green eyes and everything. I just don't remember what it is, but it's somehow also fitting, because they seem like ferocious animals sometimes, but up on stage, it's really amazing. I can understand why their mom maybe wasn't so keen on the lyrics, but it is a blast off of a rock and roll song.
Well, yeah, it just starts out idyllic, and then some problems come, and more of them come. Guy gets abusive, which leads to the copper bullets running her way.
Well, so yes, that was fitting. That had the energy level of the others, and was great fun to watch. Now let's watch them wrap up the set with Survive, which I noted at one point was their top song played in their gigs. Kind of early on, it was between Dull Knives and Survive. Can't wait to hear them play it here. So we're going to watch them play it, and then whatever's at the end, I don't know if there'll be anything at the end, but we'll just watch the rest of the thing. All right, let's go ahead and check this out. Yeah, see, she's tuning right there, too. It's a little tougher to see.
Con esta siguiente canción,
Oh, yeah.
que se llama Survive. Otra vez, muchas gracias por estar aquí. Y nuevamente somos The Warning. Y pues bueno, espero que se hayan pasado igual de bien que nosotras. Muchas gracias por estar aquí.
Don't come to me saying that you cared, that I was the one who was never there. Don't come with your lights in the air. You keep blaming me and it ain't fair. Don't come telling me that you're worried that I'll be hurting if you're gone. Don't come to me saying that you're sorry. Your words mean nothing. Your words mean nothing at all.
Lo siento, Egan. Un error técnico de la guitarra. No me tardó.
It's kind of fitting that we were talking about the tuning, because I didn't know this was going to happen. But here's what happens when you have just one guitar.
Gracias, Toluca.
Don't come to me saying that you cared, that I was the one who was never there. Don't come with your lights in the air. You keep blaming me and it ain't fair. Don't come telling me that you're worried that I'll be hurting if you're gone. Don't come to me saying that you're sorry. Your words mean nothing. Your words mean nothing at all. nothing. Your words mean nothing at all.
Interesting. For sure. What'd you think, Adrian?
Well, there was a beginning, I guess there was a tuning problem, as he said. And
Well,
they actually stopped the show this time and started the song over instead of playing through it. But I think this prepared them for future times when the instruments or equipment would snafu, and they just handle it like no big deal now, which is the perfect way to do it.
Yeah, they have mishaps on stage pretty regularly.
Yeah.
Remember that in the Hell in Heaven festival a few months after this, I guess it was about 6 months later, Ali's bass suddenly wasn't working during Survive. But what'd you think otherwise?
Oh, I just love the performance. Again, they did it again. They just play excellent. Yeah, I'm just impressed.
So this show has something like 4 different cameras, and it's not really easy to tell what cameras they're going to go for. There was one clip where we had just Danny, one camera, trained on Danny for the entire song. And then we have this where we get all the cameras, at least 4. There may have been a 5th, I'm not sure. And then they're getting flipped back and forth really quickly. Like we had a bazillion edits there, cuts to different cameras. It was probably done live. I don't know if they flipped a switch and it just went camera, like in a loop. Camera 1, camera 2, camera 3. It was very interesting. It didn't seem to have any rhyme or reason either. Like you didn't really know why you were looking at the particular camera you were looking at. How about Pau's hair?
Oh, yeah, bright purple. And she's like spinning it around and around. You can see in the overhead cam.
Helicopter hair.
Oh, yeah, helicopter. That's a good description.
Yeah, so pretty strong ending, even though they had another technical issue there. And yeah, it does actually appear, it appeared to me, you know, just going through, watching the clip, that it was all based on the fact that there was one guitar and Danny tunes different tunings that can lead to situations like what happened here. This is back in the days when they were taking care of things on their own and maybe didn't have tons of funds to spend on more guitars per se, but I mean, she made very good use well of that Rick tune. I know she had other guitars. She had a Les Paul and all that, but she clearly favored the Rick tune at this point for gigs. So, but yeah, excellent show. I'm glad we finally got to the end of this one. It's just fun to watch them rock out at this particular moment in time. And this is just before they opened for Def Leppard by a matter of days. So, in fact, it may have been the catalyst that got them the gig. So, folks, why don't you let us know what you thought of that show? And if you've got any other favorites from 2017 that we haven't looked at yet, or 2018 or 2019, really any time before the pandemic, just for the time being, we're going to be focusing on things like that. Hopefully, we can shift our focus back to the wide spectrum of the entire career of The Warning, you know, before too long, hopefully after the live album comes out. If you have any thoughts for us, leave those below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. And if you enjoyed the presentation, please subscribe. All right. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll catch you on the next one. All right. Take care, folks.
See you all later.